Hello YouTube, and thank you for watching my channel. Earlier in the week, I had my brother show how to paint a model and how to fix it and for his Warhammer 40k stuff that he does. And he's probably going to do a couple more of these because I think it's really interesting how he does it and how he gets these things set up. So what I did is I broke the video actually down into 15-minute parts or segments so that, I don't know about you guys, but I would rather watch it in 15-minute segments than I would to sit down and watch it in a 2-hour segment. So anyway, I broke it down into 15-minute segments, and here's the segments. This is going to kind of be the intro for every one of them, and I'm going to number them as we go. So without further ado, here's my brother Joe, and he's painting a model. On the first episode, he's going to explain the model to you, and then throughout the episode, he's going to explain what he's actually doing, why he's painting it, why he's found why he's going to paint it, and essentially he's going to walk you through the steps that he's done and he's learned through his trial and error on how to actually get these models looking so that he can sell them, because that's one of the things that he does, is he sells them to other people to be able to use as well. So without further ado, here's my brother Joe. Thank you.
Technically this is steel. Silver is a little bit brighter. But it is actually a very pretty silver-ish color, which, you know, polished steel usually is a nice, pretty silverish color. Let's go ahead and hang you upside down. So that way I can get to the bottom of the bolter and see the bottom of the bolter. Because it's usually good to see what you're painting, just because, you know, surprise! If you see what you're painting, it's a lot easier to paint it. Okay. Put you back over. Then I'm actually... I think I'll... Alright, these things back here, though. This chain would be a nice steel chain. I was thinking about hanging a bell or something from it, make it look a little bit more churchy. And then I want the mace handle to be silver. Or steel. I think I'll also make the chain steel. But I have an idea for the Thunder Stars themselves. I took a, Thunder Hammer plus Morning Star equals Thunder Star. It's basically got the same inertia compensators that a Thunder Hammer has, that activate, basically has its swings. It activates the power field when it hits something. Let's paint these chains so that way they're steel colored. Like I said, I apologize if I'm not talking as much in the later part of the video. My hands are cramping a little slightly because I've got, not arthritis, I've just got a bunch of nerve damage stuff. A lot of my soft tissues aren't doing as well as they should. Okay, now that's all done, that's all done. Try and touch up a couple places there. Okay, see how much more it's starting to look like something, a model? Alright, then I actually want to use black gun steel for the actual Thunder Stars themselves, the actual blunt instrument. This one smells a lot more like ink. It probably has ink in it, truth be told. Some nice black ink to make it this nice blackish color. Gunmetal black. I think it's a really pretty color. I've used it a couple of times, or a lot in armor and stuff like that, and for guns. I've got an entire squad. And that's also the fun part about being a Fratius militia, is each one of your squads of Imperial Guard can look different, because they're all the leftover squads, whether, you know, the squad, they got killed off, or they retired and then they came back when the church called for them, or what have you. They're all a hodgepodge of a bunch of different people. So you can have either a squad of just mixed people, or you can have one squad look like this, one squad look like that. So I actually have Van Halens, I have Catachans, I have all these different guys and squads, because I'm a Fratius militia and I'm allowed to have all these different types of guys and squads and stuff. Alright, let's actually detail up the orc's gun with some of this black metal. Let's go ahead and make this plate here gunmetal black. Then we'll make this bar up top here gunmetal black, and just kind of wash it and wiggle it around to make his gun look a little bit more just orky. Now we're going to make the wash look like it's been fired, but we're going to use the gunmetal black to make it just look a little bit more orky. There we go. See? Looks a lot more orcish, a lot more darker. I actually think we might even put a little gunmetal on the dwarf bronze. Let's go ahead and make this big plate here dark metal. See, and don't be afraid to layer your colors. Don't be afraid to mix and match and make things look different, because that's what makes it your army. I've got a friend who I think Cassie, she paints her tanks pink. One is because it makes a lot of the other players at the game stores rage, because oh no, how could you do that, make that Chimera pink, oh no. And I'm just like, awesome, because nobody else paints it pink. You know, that's your army, that's your Chimera. That's all anyone will ever see is your, when they see that, they'll think of your army. And that's a lot of what you want. In my opinion, it's yours. You want it to look like and be yours. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go ahead and get gold. So we'll close this. We don't want our paints to dry out, as well as this one's really potent. Whew, does it smell. Okay, dwarf bronze, Balthasar gold. Let's go ahead and do shining gold, because that's the bright shiny gold that most people think of when they think of gold. That nice bright shining gold. And then I was going to paint these little tiny prayer scrolls in gold, because you write them and then you roll them up and you put them up in the little tiny containers, so that way you have your prayers with you wherever you go. Helps sanctify you and hold you and yada yada. And just got a few prayer scrolls back here. Now technically, I think these are actually poison vials, but what have you. I'm going to paint them however I want and do them however I want, because again, this is my model. Okay, that's starting to look really nice. Oh yeah, and then I also want to clean off the... Again, don't do that. Don't do what I'm doing, because it's bad. let's go ahead and paint the thing holding those seals on. Okay. And then to paint the little tiny letters on, I'm actually not going to get a brush. I am, ow, going to stab myself. Ow, ow. Come on, just one. Okay. Take a nice little tiny needle. I'm going to dip that needle. This is actually the first time I've tried this. And just kind of use the needle ow use the needle to write on it. So look, see how that turned out? I think that turned out really nice. Now I'm going to clean the needle. You always clean your instruments. I wipe it on my pants because I dropped. And these pants are old work pants, if you see. Notice they're all covered in paint and stuff. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this needle back in. There we go. You are turning along beautifully, but now we've got to paint her skin and her hair. So we'll close back up the gold for now. Alright. And then let's go ahead and start with her skin. And let's make her a nice little rougher skin. So nice Beastigor flesh, darker flesh. Okay. Maybe next time I'll attach this onto my head so that you guys can all see it exactly from the angle that I'm seeing it from. Maybe that'll be a little bit nicer and easier. I think that actually would probably look really good, is to attach it onto my head. Especially when I'm doing my models, I think. Actually making the models, that actually might be fun to attach it onto my head as I'm making the model. So you guys can see, as I see it, what the heck I'm doing. Because a lot of it is just spur of the moment deciding. He's like, oh, this would look good. Oh, this would look good. Oh, this will be fun. Oh, this will be fun. Instead of, just seeing the opposite side of really what I'm working on. Right, now for the face. No, it's really not. It's really being thick today. Wonder why it's being so thick. We may need to shake it a little bit more. Right. Definitely gonna have to do some touch-ups. Right, let's paint the back of the thumbs. But yeah, this girl, she's from the Highlands, and so, of course, if she's from the Highlands, she's going to be a little bit more tan. Just because the Highlands are, the Highlands. There we go. Alright. that. Now, what color of hair shall I give her? I think I'll go with red. Give her a nice red hair. So what I do for red hair is I start with a brown, and we'll start with Graveyard Earth. As you can hear probably from that whacking, there's not as much Graveyard Earth. So let's see if I can actually even get any Graveyard Earth to work with. Oh good, there's some left still. Alright, so let's dip that sucker in. And then for me, the way I do red hair, I start it with the brown to give it that base. Then I'll actually, as you'll see, wash over it with a red wash to give it that red color, which is actually going to make her more of, I think auburn is the term, auburn hair. But I think it looks really nice, because I've tried a bunch of different ways of making red hair look like red hair. Like I'm even thinking about doing, starting with red and then doing a brown wash over top of that and seeing how that'll come out. Or maybe even trying a blonde, yellow blonde and then washing it.
Thank you for watching how Joe paints and explains and looks at these models. Now, like I said earlier, these are broken up into parts, so please stay tuned for the other parts as well, as he explains and breaks down what he's actually doing with the models and what he's actually painting them. I know that you guys don't really want to listen to me when you're looking at these models, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, just like, subscribe, leave comments about what he's painting. Maybe you come up with other ideas or other things on how to do models as well, whether it's Warhammer 40k, D&D, or any other type of models. Now, if you have come up with more information or you want more information from Joe, please do leave a comment below. Also, like I said earlier, please like and subscribe. That means a lot to us. That shows that these are the type of videos or types of information that you want getting out there. Because like I said, this YouTube is just kind of a random. We believe in fun and we believe in education, and we want to get it out there. So again, stay tuned for the other parts, and we'll go ahead and get you on to the next one. Thank you very much.